You're listening to Until They Sleep, a podcast where two parents finally get to sit down and discuss all the different things that run through their heads every day because their four kids are finally asleep. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, welcome to Until They Sleep. I am your co-host, Daniel, joined by my wife.
Also a co-host, Shantelle.
Yeah, we are the co-host.
We
Therefore,
are the hosts.
it's equal rights here.
Whoa, I wouldn't say.
Well, welcome to
right.
episode 52 of Until They Sleep. Like the intro said, a podcast where a husband and a wife get to get caught up on everything that's going on in life. So we were away for a week. As always, parents of four kids. It gets a little hectic. We have family. I don't know if you guys have heard, but apparently there's this big scare in California, Southern California, that we're all drowning and the weather's been crazy. And it's just rain. No more rain for anywhere, but around this time, I guess a little weird.
Well, we don't live in any of the coastal towns, but...
Right. So for us, it was kind of cool, but it was just no more rain, a little bit of thunder shows. But from what we heard, a little south from us in San Diego, it got a little crazy for one day. And now
Beach, I guess.
and now we're getting a little bit of the second part of it for the what is it called? I forget
storm?
but I forget the name of the thing.
Oh, I don't know. I just saw winter storm.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot. But yeah, well, yeah. So, what's up, babe? How you been?
Okay, busy.
How's life treating you?
Good.
Alrighty. As for me, yeah, everything's awesome. Everything's good.
Busy. We had a lazy day.
Yeah, we had a nice chill back day.
I feel bad having a lazy day.
I do and I don't. So I don't while it's happening, and I do afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. Well, for me, actually, I feel bad sometimes during the lazy time.
Okay, I agree. Me too. There are moments where I was like, I should have done this. I could be doing this.
I should be doing, exactly. So I should be working on this, or I should be working on that.
Yeah, I had plans supposedly for today to be doing some stuff, but I was thinking that, the weather's going to be bad, and then it didn't end up being bad, and I still didn't do anything that I wanted to do, so yeah, that sucks. But I had a little fun. We kicked it with our oldest boy, and we watched some classic movies from the 90s and 80s. Well, a movie from the 90s and 80s. We introduced him to Seven and Full Metal Jacket.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, he'll be 16 this year.
Yeah,
so
I kind of want to smack him in the head a couple of times.
He keeps talking. He wants to join the military, and
he's back to the military.
And so, I mean, the reality is not what he thinks.
No, and I'm pretty sure that we were seeing it, and that military they portray in Full Metal Jacket was a little bit, not a lot, but a little different when I went through it, and from what I've heard afterwards. I'm pretty sure it's a whole lot different now, So I've seen some videos on social media. I don't know how much true they are, but yeah, it's definitely everything is different nowadays, right? Compared to then. And it's funny because now that I'm thinking about it, I was in the military in the 90s.
Yeah.
Mid 90s to end of the 90s.
Yeah.
So we're talking about almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure it's different. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, so Seven was entertaining too. For him, you saw it. You saw something different.
Well, he loves psychology, and we have a lot of good conversations about psychology, and he, it was a good analysis for him. And he surprised me the other day by knowing all the deadly sins and the angels that are connected to each one. Even I don't know that. And, and we were talking about how he's into all the Greek mythology, and he even knows all the Roman gods. He just knows it. He's just memorized all of it.
Right now that you said that's what started our lazy day. We were sitting around, and I wanted something playing in the background, and I saw Sandman by Neil Gaiman on Netflix, and I've never finished it, so it's something that I kind of wanted to watch with you, and because it's a comic book that I really enjoyed when I was a kid, and so I enjoyed the Audible version of it too, like the play. It had great actors as voice actors on it, and so I was curious to see how the show was. I got halfway and I stopped. Everybody talked about it. I tried to like not know about it, and I was like, "Oh man, I never finished this." So
Mm-hmm.
started watching that, and we
That
ended up really enjoying it,
Yeah, we
finishing it up.
finished it.
Yeah, I feel a little ripped off. The Audible was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Covered like the first act well.
But that's
So
that thing. Like a book never compares to the on-screen
right,
version.
but it was still good. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was awesome. The Sandman actor finally grew on me after a while.
Yeah.
I had James McAvoy in my head this whole time after listening to the Audible. So to
Yeah.
me, he was my Sandman,
Yeah.
my
In your
Morpheus.
head. Yeah.
And of course, I had Martin Sheen as my Lucifer Morningstar. But at the same time, when I hear Lucifer Morningstar, I think about the TV show.
Yes.
So either one would have been a good Lucifer, like for them to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a new Lucifer, and I understand, had to go with it. But it was cool to hear Martin Sheen's voice and the and one part of it. Was one of the voice actors, I believe, in that cat story. So yeah, it was cool.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as well. So, and that's basically how our lazy day started. Just watching TV shows and movies. Like that's what we did.
Yeah, so that the whole talk about the angels and
Mm-hmm.
demons and everything led to talking about sin, and the seven sins, and that led to watching seven,
7.
and we were watching seven, and that turned into it came to an end, and Full Metal Jacket popped up, and I was laughing because I was like, oh look, it's Gunny, like the Gunny's right there as the chief of police, and then I was like, cool, yeah, well, I'll watch Full. He said I want to watch Full Metal Jacket, and I was like, yeah, let's do it, why not? And
Mm-hmm.
he enjoyed it. He had his moments where he's Mr. Cool and I would do this different, and I wouldn't do that. I'm like, man, shut up.
Well, he can dream. And he was at Disneyland all day yesterday
Yeah, so
with
he's beat.
school.
So it was cool
Yeah,
for him to have a listen.
he went with school to Disneyland for some music workshop thing,
Yeah,
and
he told me about
he
it.
didn't tell me about the music workshop.
Yeah, he told me about it. He told me that it was a good time, and he went. It was like they went to a studio,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just like recorded 2 tracks, and
Okay.
then they showed it back to them. It was kind of like to teach them how they do like the recordings for the music, and then they put it into into a movie.
Uh-huh.
So they had to see this, like watch the scene of a movie with them singing.
Oh.
But he said that the guys were horrible.
Oh no.
The girls were all into it, of course, and then of course the guys are too cool. I'm a teenager. I shouldn't be doing this.
Uh-huh.
I believe he told me they did. This is Halloween, and we don't talk about Bruno.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, yeah. So he said that the girl, the coordinator for Disney, was very frustrated with the guys.
Oh no.
And that they were mumbling the whole "This is Halloween." I guess a lot of the guys don't know.
They don't know. Oh no. But our kid knows.
Oh yeah. So he said he can hear his voice and like 3 other of his friends, like 3 other guys, 4 guys' voices perfectly, and everybody else
It's mumbling.
Yeah. And same thing. We don't talk about Bruno. A lot of the guys are like, oh, what is
They've
this?
never seen Luca.
So yeah, no, they never seen Encanto.
Oh, I'm sorry, Encanto. They've never seen Encanto. I don't know
So-
why I thought Bruno. Oh,
Because they both say Bruno in them.
Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno.
And we don't talk about Bruno.
Bruno.
So either way, they want to shut up Bruno.
And you say you're Bruno.
I'm Bruno. Yeah. So yeah, he told me that was a cool part, and then after that, they were like,
They were goofing off. The
see
rest
you
of the
all
day.
at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, go do your thing. So
Yeah. What just frustrates me is that he told us he didn't eat all day.
yeah,
I was like, what was the point of taking money to eat if you weren't going to eat?
well, maybe he just. I mean, he said it was packed, so I imagine the line
Yeah.
and trying to get.
But we always eat when we go. I mean,
Yeah, but you're a parent. You're like, come on,
Yeah.
kids, it's time to eat.
yeah, I guess so.
It's just-
He did take snacks, though. I did make him take some snacks. He was just carrying them in his pocket.
Oh, okay, so he was good.
He had something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a protein bars or something
Yeah,
like that.
protein bars.
Okay.
So I had a feeling. I
Yeah.
had a feeling that kid. He wouldn't
Yeah.
even spend any money on a drink. Like, I'm just like, what are we gonna do with you? And then he's like, I'm so tired, or I have a headache. I was like, because you didn't eat all day.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
at
hilarious.
least he had a fun time.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's crazy. It's funny because like I've said it before. Like I get reminders of like our kids' pictures throughout
Mm-hmm.
time, like anniversaries and something.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you Google for doing that. But sent me one of him being a little boy and everything. And, I just keep on getting reminded of how much older and how much bigger he is.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you're telling me that he's back into the whole military talk, I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, he keeps switching. Some days he says he wants to do college first and then go in as an officer, and then now he's
Nah.
back to the whole straight in out of high school. And
Well, that's the thing about being at that age. Sometimes we just
yeah,
don't know what
he
we
still
want.
has 2 more years, so we'll see.
I mean,
We'll see.
like when you were his age, what did you think you were gonna do?
I never thought of the military, that's for sure.
No, yeah,
I had no
you weren't
idea.
raised like military household.
No, I had no idea what I want. I At one point I wanted to be a psychologist. I did go to school, and I studied in college, and I went to a junior college, and I studied psychology and accounting, and then that was at one school, and then I went to another JV in a different city.
But see, there you go. You were
And
bouncing around. You really
yeah,
didn't know what
I
you wanted
didn't
to do.
know. I studied psychology and accounting. Oh, and criminal law. I wanted to be a criminal psychologist. So I studied criminal law and psychology and accounting at one school, and at the other school I studied CAD for architecture
Mm-hmm.
because I thought I wanted to be an architect, but I didn't want to have to learn the CAD system. So I said no, thank you. I did the course. I was like, I have to use this to do architecture. Like I just wanted to draw floor plans. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't want to have to use a computer to do it, and all these formulas and input this formula to tell the computer to draw a line from here to here. I was like, that's stupid. I can just draw the damn line on a piece of paper.
Well, that's the
So
old way,
I
So
know, but it was like, it seemed like complicated for no reason. You know what
yeah,
I
man.
mean?
I mean, back then there wasn't a technology, but now there is. Now there is the whole technology where you have your tablet and you have your
And
pen
you
and you
just draw
start
it.
drawing, and the
Yeah.
computer
Yeah,
system
that's true. That's true. I was at school when
perfects
that
it.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It
So
was still like literally coding. You were
if
coding.
you would have sucked it up and done it, and then later on in your career that what technology would have been there, then you'd be like, perfect. This makes my life a whole lot
I
easier.
know. I know, but I didn't.
Yeah, but that was one of
But I
those
had
many things.
accounting. I did study accounting, and that's basically what I fell into.
Well,
Been
for
there
me,
ever
I didn't know
since.
what the hell I was gonna do. I think at his age, I was more worried about where I was gonna sleep or eat.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did think about the military because it was something that I thought about since I was a kid. So, but
And you also grew up in a military frame
right household,
environment.
yeah. So, but yeah, I really had no clue. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do.
Yeah.
What was my plan?
I wanted to travel. Remember?
No,
You don't remember? Remember I asked you one time, I said, what do you want to do with
no,
your life?
nope,
And
nope,
you said,
nope, nope. That was way later. That wasn't at that age. That was way later. But yeah, I remember. I just like to say no. I remember. I remember you asking me what did I want in life. I said I want a white picket fence house and a couple of trucks and toys like quads and dune buggies and a trailer
and dogs, running Roddies,
drugs
Rottweilers.
and go
Did
camping.
you say drugs?
No,
It sounded like you said
dogs.
drugs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Drugs.
Dogs and camping and doing family, having a kid, 2 and 3 kids.
And I wanted to travel.
Family, I wanted a
And I
family.
never did.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I mean, you wanted to travel and have fun, and I just wanted what I never had, which was a family. So, but I wanted to have the American dream, nice picket fence and nice little house, nice little wife, and
You got a
family.
house with a white fence, just not a picket fence.
So yeah, well, I guess I win. I made my shit come through.
Halfway there.
Yeah, I got what I wanted.
And you didn't get the nice little wife, though.
No, I did.
Sometimes.
I mean, just like I'm pretty sure you're like he's not the perfect guy for me, but I'll work with him.
Oh,
you know,
thanks. Thanks for doing me the favor.
no, baby,
I
no.
mean, we're both coming from failed marriages, second chances.
Yeah, no comment on that one. I was like, we don't talk about Bruno.
We're gonna talk about. All right, did you have something in particular?
I had a couple of things. I was supposed to post this on the Instagram, but for some damn reason I can't log in. But I started asking a couple of people. So you know how we were talking about we were gonna do the whole. We're gonna stop from place to place and pick up some fast food and do like a taste test and all that.
And we still haven't done it yet.
We still haven't done that. But it made me think, and I started asking people like, "What are your like go-to quick fast food? You know, you're hungry, you're driving, you want to stop. You know, what's your go-to fast food?" And it's pretty freaking funny. Just about everything. I don't know if it's a Southern California thing, but just about everyone. I will say like a good 90% of people, like say out of 10 people that I asked, 9 said, carne asada burritos, man. Like California burrito. I'll go to a Mexican fast food place like in a heartbeat.
But you're asking people in San Diego.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a Southern California thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like we have all these
I don't know.
Albertos, Robertos, Ferdinand Bertos,
I think
whatever.
if we asked people out here where we're at, I don't think it would be that.
Yeah. You know, but the funny thing was the second for a lot of them, like 60% of them. I said, okay, so let's say you don't find one of those Mexican places.
It can't be 90% then.
No, I said that was 90% said Mexican.
Yeah.
Like Mexican. But so if you have a fallback out of those same 10 people,
90%,
like your second choice, 60% of them said In-N-Out.
In-N-Out?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Mickey D's.
No. The one behind that, pretty much everyone said Jack.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was interesting that those were the, like...
These are the old timers though at your work though, right?
No, this includes young guys too.
Oh, the young guys
yeah,
too.
Because like I said, another Southern California thing. You know, Jack has those tacos, and everybody
we said that we don't eat those anymore.
No, we don't.
But you still love them.
People. Oh yeah. I remember every time when I lived on the East Coast or I was in the military and I would come home, that was one of my first stops was to get those damn tacos. Yeah.
I can't believe they've been around that long.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Those little tacos. I didn't eat Jack in the Box back then. I ate Jack in the Box more as an adult. Not when I was growing up.
Back then, I think the competition for Jack was Rallies.
Because I loved Rallies.
Because those curly fries were the thing, you know.
Yeah,
so everybody
wanted
the curly
I think
curly
there's
fries.
like 1 or 2 left.
I don't know. I literally had one across the street from where I lived growing up, so...
And isn't there that one in Chula Vista? There used to be one in Chula Vista.
Yeah, there used to be one up there.
I don't know if it's still
there
there,
used to be
by the Gonzalez Market or whatever.
Yeah, for you it's that, but for me, there used to be a 7-Eleven and a Long John Silver's and everything right over there. It's like a shopping center right there. But yeah, I think there used to be a Kmart.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
it's
memories.
Been a while.
But for me, my main rallies I went there, but mainly the one on IB.
In IB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, off Balm Avenue. If you know, you know. right in front of.
For me,
same shopping center as Blockbuster Video.
Blockbuster Video. I think I have.
I want to say it was 12.
I think I still have
12th Avenue.
I blocked my Blockbuster card.
Yeah, you do.
I do. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
I have my Blockbuster card still. I wonder if those are worth anything. Probably not.
No. Well, I was kind of like a IB kind of kid, so we used to go to Hollywood Video.
Where?
Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood. Oh, yeah, I remember that place. Hollywood Videos.
Hollywood Video.
That was their competition.
Yeah, we had Blockbuster, but my brother loved going to Hollywood Video. My brother's a big movie buff. I've said it before, so yeah.
Okay.
So out of that, yeah. So and I was like, yeah, man, you guys are right. Dude, I would take one of those Mexican joints.
Yeah.
I was like, anything, those roll tacos, burritos.
I
just
offer,
tacos, period.
Whenever I go to fast food with the kids,
Bolitas.
like last minute type of stops, they always want Farmer Boys.
Yeah, it's freaking delicious, but expensive as hell.
It's super expensive, but I mean,
it's worth it.
Just as expensive to go eat Mexican food though sometimes, because the only place we like is the tacos and beer place.
Yeah,
and they love that Mexican food.
Well, that's It was delicious.
And it's also expensive. It gets pricey because there's a lot of us, but it's delicious. So honestly, those are like the only two places the kids ever asked me to go. So
No, it's delicious. I like it. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, so that was that one. But I still want to do it with the kids. I still want to have fun with this. But
with that French fry and milkshakes.
yeah.
Do they all do milkshakes?
I don't. I mean,
I don't
they
think
should.
everyone does.
If they sell
Do they?
burgers, they should sell milkshakes. I mean, that's supposed to go hand in hand. I mean, I know hamburgers are technically not American, but I mean, it's a staple of American food, right? The
Yeah.
50s diners, right? You go to the burger joint. Burger joints had,
Burgers and milkshakes.
yeah, that
And
was like them
fries.
fries, burgers, and milkshake. That's like an Americana staple right there. So they should have milkshakes. If they don't, then now you know you don't go to those places. But then again, then you have that joke always, right, from Mickey D's that their ice cream thing is always broken. So how
That's
can
what you
have it?
told me about. I don't know.
No, everybody makes that joke.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so yeah, well, moving right along. I've been wanting to talk about something. I've been wanting to bring something up. We are not medical professionals, and we don't know what we're talking about. I'm just curious. I want to learn more about the subject, so I'm going to read a little something here. And of course, you know, it's just something off the web. And I think at one moment in time, we have all been in a relationship, or have family members, or have friends that might fit some of this criteria. Okay, so this is a condition where someone is extremely self-involved to the point of ignoring other people's needs. People with this personality disorder have unreasonably high senses of their own importance, and they may also have the following characteristics. Okay, sense of entitlement. They may feel like they deserve special treatment or that the world owes them something. Lack of empathy. They may not understand or care about the feelings of others. Need for admiration. They may need constant praise and admiration. Exploitation. They may exploit others without guilt or shame. Demeaning. They may frequently demean, intimidate, bully, or belittle others. And fantasy world, which is they may live in a fantasy world that supports their delusions of grandeur. Grandeur. Thank you. In a romantic relationship, a person with these conditions may initially come on strong with compliments and proclamations of love. Over time, they may begin to criticize and even gaslight you. And yeah, what kind of person do you think I'm talking about?
I only fit like one of those things you said. So you.
Really?
No, that's not true.
Oh my! Oh, I'm
Our
like,
son.
What?
Maybe our son.
Duh.
A narcissist?
Yes, a narcissist. Oh my! I was like, I am not a narcissist.
No, are you bringing this up because we used the word narcissist a lot
So
last time?
yes, we've talked about being narcissistic so many times. We talked about it on the episodes about the doctors and everything. So I was wondering.
That was our opinion, just to clarify. Our opinion based on what our understanding of narcissists are.
Of the word. So then I started thinking about it, and then I was like afterwards, and I started like looking it up, and I was like, well, let me see what the definition of a narcissist person is, like qualities or personalities or something, and I wanted to know. I wanted to make sure that I was using that word right. I wanted to make sure that I don't sound like extremely dumb by misusing the word.
Okay.
And it's nice to know that I've been correct, and I have diagnosed people that I have worked with or been a part of my life at one moment that are narcissists. And it's really stands out a lot because I've noticed that the people that fit to me the most the narcissist thing is obviously the ones that can never accept when they're wrong. And they're always the victim, and they're like perfect in their eyes.
Isn't that like 95% of society right now?
To a certain extent, I think, possibly.
I think the younger generations are definitely more narcissistic than the older generations.
Right, because they play the victim card?
They've got this sense of entitlement, like the world owes them something.
That's
and
because they got a
that
lot of participation trophies. That's
and
that's
that
always my answer for that.
but that feeds narcissism, you know? Like I believe that feeds narcissism because it's just like this well, like that story I told you about the kid who told his dad, you're supposed to give me $100, like why would I thank you for it? You
Right.
know, like that. So it breeds the society we live in is breeding narcissistic children. They have no sense of empathy, no sense of or desire to work for something. No, if you tell them to do something, like you said, they play the victim. Like, why me? Like, it should be so and so. Or are you discriminating against me? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's no. I'm just. It's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when I was like looking up the whole narcissist thing, one of the main things that always pops up is like people dating narcissist people. Like it's
Well,
a big thing.
but
Like
think about it. Like, how many people are okay under that same umbrella of personality issues we have more and more of these days? You've also got a lot of people who with low self-esteem.
yeah, but what I'm getting at is like it's not more like it's like a self help, like groups to help. Like like how do you know if you're dating a narcissist, or how to how to pinpoint if your significant other is a narcissist, or how do you make your relationship with a narcissist work, or it's like things like that. And I was
Okay.
like, wow, so maybe it's like you said, maybe it's such a common thing now.
Yeah.
Maybe the younger people are such narcissists,
Well,
and it's like narcissist traits to look out for in a partner. Like this is just a random one that popped up, right? Like walking on eggshells. They lose their charm behind closed doors, right? So meaning walking on eggshells. So obviously these people have a very short fuse.
yeah, you have to watch what you say.
Okay, and then they lose their charm behind closed doors. So I imagine it's kind of like when in our era we used to say, "Oh, they're just a Gemini," right?
Yeah.
like they're
Yes.
two faced.
They're two-faced.
They're so
Yes.
nice and sociable with people in public, but behind closed doors, they're like a
They're
total jerk.
monsters. Yeah,
That made me think
jerks.
of my dad
Yeah.
automatically.
I've only seen your dad like that once, so it was an interesting experience.
Yeah, another one of those things that says about dating, like if your partner is a narcissist, it's like they're constantly criticizing you. They're cheaters.
Yeah.
They get this. They give people. They'll give you like the silent treatment.
Well, think about it. Like, if you think about the back in the day TV shows, what is their portrayal of men towards women? Men portray all of that stuff that you're talking about. Men were narcissists or portrayed as narcissists, putting down their wives. The house is not clean enough. What are you home for all day if you can't, stuff like that. Like the children were expected to be a certain way. And that's all part of that male toxicity, right? That people talk about.
Right. I just saw a funny one. This is dealing with a narcissist parent. Okay.
Yeah. There's parents like that belittle their children all the time, and their children are never good enough.
Yeah.
Everything's always their child's fault and not their fault as a parent. Why are you
I'm just laughing. It says, how do narcissists appear? They appear to be charming, confident, extroverted, quiet, and isolated, complimentary, sociable, caring, grandiose.
And that sucks because you could just be a super confident person,
Yeah.
and everyone would assume that you're just being a narcissist when you could be. I guess maybe the main thing that makes them different would be if you have most of those traits, those charismatic traits, and you also care about people, like genuinely care about people, then that's what makes you not a narcissist. It just makes you a good person, a good, successful person.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like also reading on this one, right? Like the same. It's just like a little picture, but it's funny because this is how they really are. Like they're perfectionists. They fear being alone. They're highly stressed and angry. They're emotional and manipulative.
Yeah, that one for sure.
Addicted to social attention. It's just funny because I think about a lot of people that I've been in I guess, supervisory jobs or manager jobs,
Mm-hmm.
where they take the credit of other people's ideas.
Okay.
They come up with some people who may have some good ideas to help a team to program or a job task, and they're like, no, 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 we'll come back to that later, or no, I think we should concentrate on this. But then let's say a few days or weeks pass by, and then they bring back that old stuff, like ideas of others, and they're like, oh, we should do this. And
Mm-hmm.
oh, it worked. It worked. It was my idea. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the one that came up with that. But then if something fails, it was automatically it's like, no, that was his idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was her idea.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do.
They
I was
can't
just
take responsibility. Yeah.
right. So it's kind of crazy. Like,
I've been lucky. I have bosses that aren't. At
I
least
wouldn't say that. You had one boss
that was a different. That company that shall not be ever named. I mean, that was just a
Right.
horror. It wasn't just me. Like, just that whole. Everyone had issues there. Like, there's a reason my door was a revolving door.
Yeah, but see, the problem was it all led to one person.
Yeah, yeah.
That one person
It was
crushed
one
it all.
person. Yeah.
And I would say that person was narcissistic, right?
Ultimately, that person was sick and shouldn't have been on premises, but because they were one of the owners,
Yeah.
it is what it is. What are you gonna do when the owners of
Right.
the company are
It's just
crazy?
crazy. Like, how can you, like for all the people that have to deal with stuff like that, people that are their bosses or significant others, like it's hard.
It's a tough situation. Like in your workplace, if you need the job,
right.
and
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No, finish that.
no, I was just saying, like in the workplace, if you need the job, it's kind of hard. It's hard. It's like, okay, I really need this job. I really hate my boss. I'm not saying I do. My boss is great, but
No, I
I'm
know.
saying
You're
people,
stuck in general.
people in general who are stuck in these positions that they hate because their bosses are narcissists who can't take responsibility for it, or sometimes they're so high on their horse that they don't even realize what they're doing wrong.
Oh no, yeah, and that's the victim part, right? Like,
Well, no,
oh,
that's
like,
that's
why
that
are they so butthurt?
that's part of them living in their own world, where in their world they're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It's like in their world they're perfect and they can do no wrong. But in fact, they're doing a lot of wrong that's causing issues for the company, issues for their employees. Like for example, a company who can't keep employees
Mm-hmm.
because the owners or the managers just don't see what they're not doing right.
Right, and wouldn't that be like a red flag? Don't
You would think.
Like,
But
why are we going through so many people, or
But
why so
that's
many
a
people are
key sign of a
leaving,
narcissist.
right?
They don't see it. Nothing that it's not their fault. They just haven't found the right people. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And in a relationship, I mean, if you've got kids and I mean, there's a lot of people in abusive relationships and abuse isn't just physical. It's also verbal and emotional abuse.
Yeah. So right here, I'm looking at one that says narcissistic abuse cycle. They use like 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
So phase 1 is idealization, which is a narcissist showers a victim with affection and admiration, and the victim feels valued and special.
Mm-hmm.
Then it says phase 2 is devaluation, which is the narcissist undermines criticizes the victim, and the victim's self-esteem is eroded.
Mm-hmm.
And then phase 3, which is a discard, right? Which is the narcissist abruptly ends the relationship or withdraws affection. Victim feels confused, hurt, and discarded.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about that. That's crazy. Like,
And a lot of the serial killer, stories we hear or watch, that's the cycle of the killer. Especially family annihilators or just bad boyfriends or bad husbands in general. They do that. They at the beginning of the relationship, it's all roses, and then they start acting like jerks and beating their wives or belittling them, and then okay, time to get rid of you because I found somebody else to woo and fall in love with, and then the cycle just perpetuates.
And I also imagine, like, in a relationship with two people who are narcissists, like, that would be such a short relationship, right? Because they'll just...
I think we talked about that when we were covering the different personality types, when we were talking about alpha males and alpha females and stuff.
Right.
So how, two narcissists would be considered alpha males and females, and how that relationship wouldn't necessarily work unless one of them is a beta and subordinate to the other in some way. Like they might be an alpha to others, but when it comes to their partner, they become submissive. Do you understand?
Yeah, so you're saying that around people, co-workers, colleagues, they're alpha males, but at home,
One of them would have to be submissive
one
to
of
the
them.
other
Oh, okay, okay.
for it to work.
You're saying
for
if
it to
both of
work.
them were narcissists, okay.
If they were both alpha and super narcissistic alphas, it wouldn't work.
I don't think it will work at all. I think that would be a
It'd be-
very short relationship.
It'd be like Barnabas and that witch chick, where they hate each other,
Right.
but they love each other because it's good. It's that good.
But what was good in that relationship? Just the sex.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that passion is good. Like that passion is all that keeps it together.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I had read something. And don't quote me, I can't remember exactly, but they were saying that like narcissist sexual, like during sex or sexual relationships, it's more about them. They don't care about the partner. So,
Yeah.
So I don't think they will qualify. That example will qualify on that one.
But I'm saying both of them were narcissists, like that. That both strong. That the only thing holding them together is that lustful passion. Nothing else.
Nah. No. Maybe.
I'm just saying.
I don't think it was a good example, but okay.
Well, I'm saying that's what it would be like. That's what it would. That's what it would be like.
Yeah, no,
That's my opinion.
I'm just tripping out on that. I was just we mentioned, like you said, we mentioned it so many times. We talked about it before. I was just started thinking about and I started thinking about like coworkers and friends through life and family members that I was trying to pinpoint, like, in my eyes, like, who's a narcissist, right? And it's so funny because I would say I have a couple of family members or extended family members, like, people that were a part of my life at one time, or I've worked with a couple of people. I find it funny. I've been trying to think, and I don't think I had one military friend that was a narcissist.
I don't think you can be a narcissist if you're in the military, because they tear you down, like, mentally, emotionally, and then they build you back up in the image they want. So to survive that,
yeah, there's people that actually go through that, but there's people that learn to, like, have the dual identity. Like doing, like, this is my job, so when I'm doing my job, I have to be this soldier.
Oh yeah. I know.
But now that I'm out of
like
it, like, no, that's not. I'm me.
I knew a guy like that. He was in the military, and he was like allegedly a super hard ass in the military, like a sergeant. But when it came to his family, he was like mush.
Yeah, I think. Well, if he was a sergeant, I think that's one of those things that happen with time and life, right? So even me in the military, a lot of guys were like, "Wow, man, you're gonna be a hard ass." But then I got out, get out of work, and it's like, man, it's like you're totally completely different right now. Like I'm chill, I'm having fun, having a good time, So.
Yeah, but didn't, like, when the adult girls were little, didn't everybody give you a hard time about being too strict? Un sargento mal pagado, or whatever they used to call you.
Yeah, Sarge. They used to call me Sarge. Yeah, the drill sergeant.
Because like your family.
Yeah, they call me drill
sergeant.
sergeant.
Were around the girls.
Yeah, because
you were too strict.
I was strict, but it's called being a parent.
Yeah, that's how you're
structure,
supposed to
discipline.
parent.
Yeah. Manners.
It's a good thing they didn't see us raise our kids.
Yeah, manners.
We both need to
But
double.
that's the difference, though. Like they weren't kind of like hands-on parents. They're like, do whatever, and then once things get heated, they try to do corrective stuff. While I was more of the no, manners, behave, treat
Yeah.
people with respect, you know,
Was it
respect your
manners?
elders.
Manners make it the man.
Right. Yeah. So that's one of those other different things. Like, I mean, my siblings and I were raised different. So
Mm-hmm.
they raised their kids different than I raised my kids.
Mm-hmm. You got the tough love growing up.
Right.
They didn't.
Yeah. So, there were things expected, you know.
Yeah, I think is how it should be. I mean, we've talked about the way we were raised before, and I was also raised in a strict. I mean, it was a loving. The difference being, I was raised in a loving household, but a strict household.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just one of those crazy ones. Yeah. So, but, yeah, so out of that, yeah, I will definitely say I have for sure one sibling that's a narcissist.
I don't know that any of my family members are true narcissists.
No,
I
no,
think
I don't
maybe
say
one of
any.
them might come across as one
There was a
because of
time.
because of how he is with the public, like people he doesn't know or in business, but
Mhm.
like when it comes to family, he's totally like people he cares about, he's totally different.
No, yeah, he's different. It's a different thing with that person. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's kind of like us, right? Like we would say, like you said, oh, I have one thing. Well, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
have one or two. Same thing with him. He has
Mm-hmm.
like one or two,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
doesn't fully fit it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I definitely think in the department that I worked in before, yeah, we definitely have a couple narcissistic
Yeah.
people.
In the department you're in now, can you pinpoint
Oh
any?
no, no, I'm gonna be totally completely honest. I actually like the people I work with, like all of them.
I'm really happy that you
Yeah,
do.
they all been they're good lads. They're good people. They're cool dudes. So they're older. They have a different way of seeing things and going about things and helping one another. There's none of that
Bitterness.
yeah, thank you, bitterness of what did they do, or it's not that child
Yeah.
mentality, the victim mentality, or none of that. So
None of
yeah,
the like that's your job, not my job.
yeah, exactly. So it feels more like a team,
Yeah.
more like a team, more like everybody's gonna help each other
And it's
out.
a more dangerous position, as you've learned. So maybe that has something.
I think
The
they all are.
camaraderie.
They all are because we all work in the same damn plant. but But no, yeah, it's so far so good. I mean, the first 30 days has been interesting and a little frustrating, obviously, because I'm learning something new. But overall, everybody's been really freaking cool.
That's good.
Everybody's been really nice. I feel more like I probably annoy them, or I probably
Because you're the new guy.
because I'm the new guy. I don't know as much, and a lot of the times, how do I cope with being awkward or trying to break the ice? I try to be
I
funny.
I've learned as I've gotten older, I am super awkward. I even when I'm around people I've known for years, I just don't know what to say or how to say things, and I think I come across as weird. Like
Yeah, I'm
maybe they already knew I was weird, but I feel like I come across even weirder than I think I am.
yeah. I'm just a big joker. I'm a
Yeah,
big
I'm not a
joker, and
joker.
I try to break the ice like that, and it's annoying. I think it's annoying to
Mm-hmm.
some people. So we're the opposites on that aspect, right? Like people see you as a more serious one, or like you're saying you're more awkward. You try to break the ice, but like I've heard people say, like, "Oh, you're just trying to one up us," but like, no, you're just trying to be a part of the conversation. You're trying to talk from your point of view, what you've
Yeah,
lived, trying to relate to people, and
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, you're just trying to one up me, right?" And in my aspect, I try to clown, I try to break the ice with a joke or something, and
Mm-hmm.
then people are like, "That funny," or "It's not the time to joke," or "I don't get it," or "How rude," or "How crude," or you never know. Everybody's
Yeah,
moody. But then if you just sit there and you're quiet and you're just waiting to be involved in a conversation, or
you're just a weird, quiet person.
then you're like, "Oh, what a stuck-up asshole!" Like he
Yeah,
doesn't want to be a part of the crew. Well, it was his problem.
can't
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
Can't ever win. I know. I'm supposed to go hang out with my friends again, and we're doing a whole book club thing. So they've asked me to join their book club, and I already listened to the book because I don't have time to read. So I listened to the Audible version of it, and I loved it. I thought it was a great book. The book is called Mexican Gothic, and I do not remember the name of the author, nor do I have my phone or notes on me. So I will talk about this more the next episode, or in the future after we've met. And I asked them, like, how does this work? Because I've never been part of a book club before. And it's more like one of the lady organizing, my friend organizing it.
It's just another excuse to hang out and get drunk.
Well, she said her husband calls it wine club.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And it's more than and it's funny because I work for a winery. So I was like, oh, well, you guys want me to bring some wine? Like, how much wine do you guys want? And
don't do that. Don't do that because, hey, look, you guys are doing this shit on Super Bowl Sunday.
We are doing it
and
on
I ain't
Super
picking
Bowl
your ass up
Sunday.
if you're drunk. I'm telling you right now.
You know I don't drink that much wine.
Sure. Peer pressure.
These are the girls.
Yeah, exactly. Those are your
Do
friends
things
that from high school. You got like 2 or 3 in there
Only
from high school.
one. Well,
And
all 3 of them are from high school.
Bullshit. Yeah.
No. One of
Only
them peer
one.
pressured me into some bad stuff once upon a time. But I mean, at least I was 18 by the time.
That's not peer pressure. That's you're already a grown up. You should know better.
But my point being that I'm awkward. Like, I feel like I'm the awkward one in the group, So like, here I am going to be part of this wine.
Well, yeah, you're the outsider. You're barely coming in fresh to this new group.
To this
We're
group.
all friends, but you're the outsider.
And yeah.
Well, the book that you're talking about is called Mexican Gothic, and it was written by Silvia Moreno Garcia.
Yeah.
It's a 2020 Gothic horror novel by Mexican-Canadian author.
Why is everybody Canadian?
Moreno Garcia. Oh, some people just couldn't get across this border, so they went to the next border. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like everyone's Canadian. Like, every author, every actor, every singer, everyone's Canadian.
No, well, they're good actors and good writers and everything.
Well, you're bringing up that book. I honestly enjoyed it. Like, it was different. I don't think I've read stuff similar by, very well-known authors, old authors, but it was refreshing to hear this story. And actually, I finished it in like 2 days.
Well, so we go. So you're going to book club, Super Bowl Sunday. I'll be watching the game with my kids.
Yep.
Don't get mad if we're all drunk and you get back home.
The kids too.
Yeah.
The kids are going to be drunk too.
They're going to be drunk on sodas or something. I don't know. Maybe some cakes. I don't know. I might get some stuff.
They need to go stock up on snacks.
Oh, no. Yeah. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, you're abandoning us. So, we got to do everything. So I always laugh because
I did bring it up, and one lady backed out because of it.
So it's funny because I remember you told me way ahead of time of this coming up, and you said the day, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Super Bowl Sunday. So I waited, and I went and I checked because he told me on the phone, and I checked, and I was like, yeah. So I waited till I got home, and when we had our conversation, I was like, you do know it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? And you're like, oh crap, I gotta let them know. And like you said, only one person said, nope, can't do. So
Yeah, only one person backed out.
my respects to that one person that backed out.
Everyone else was like, well, and she didn't even completely back out. She said she would stop by still and then she'd just go back to her house to watch. And then I guess my friend whose house we're going to, her husband likes, Super Bowl. So I don't know how that's going to work out if he stays home, because she said he's like you, where he likes to stay home to watch. So I don't know if she's kicking him out.
No, maybe. They have a bedroom, but maybe he'll watch the game just chilling in his room, being all loud.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl.
Yeah. So we'll see. So I'm sorry, babe. I didn't even think about it when I originally agreed to it, and clearly they didn't either, because they didn't realize it.
Doesn't bother me, babe. We never go out, so have fun. Yeah, like I said, I'll be home
They
with
said
kids.
the point of the book club was, I said, am I supposed to bring the book with me? Am I supposed to? It just gives us topic to start talking about, but I'm sure we'll talk about other things that have nothing to do with the book. It's like, okay. So.
Well, by the name and from what I just read about that book, I'm pretty sure some of that stuff is going to come up. It's like, well, I love this one chapter where the vampire took her and bit her in the neck.
There's no vampires.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes
There's
that.
no
then.
vampires in the story.
a Frankenstein or
There's
whatever you
no
want to call
Franken.
it.
Well, it's not really a Frankenstein.
Is it a ghost? Is it a wolf?
No, not really. No, no. It's just something supernatural, but it's not anything you would think of.
Supernatural. It's not a ghost. It's not a werewolf. It's not a Frankenstein or a zombie or a vampire. Is it Igor?
No, I'll talk about it more after I talk to the girls about
Shit is
it.
gay.
Because I don't want to ruin it in case, they listen or something.
Okay. Well, whatever. Good for you, I guess. Yeah. Oh, wow.
I also finished.
Oh, no.
I also
Get the
finished Rich
funk
Dad Poor
out of
Dad.
here.
What happened?
This is, I said funk, yeah. I guess they're making a Hulu TV show.
For this?
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess everyone will know more about it soon. When is that supposed to come out?
I don't know, but oh my goodness. It's a rating of 3.7 out of 5 on Goodreads and on all this. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
really?
I'm not going to say it's the best book I've ever read, but
Was there a lot of Spanglish?
No.
Well, I mean,
it's written in English from the perspective of an aristocratic Mexican girl.
okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll hear more about it later. But yeah, okay. Well,
I'm
yeah.
interested. I'm definitely interested to see how they develop that into a TV show or a movie or whatever they're doing with it. So it was interesting. The supernatural factor, there's some ick factor to it, but it was entertaining for the moment.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Everybody has their thing, I mean, if that's people's thing.
It's one of those things like I wish you'd read it or hear it. So it's on our Audible list. You can listen to it.
I'm good, thank you.
So we could talk about it.
Let me ask you: have you listened to any of the ones that I recommended to you?
Like which one?
Like I recommended
all your Reacher books.
Reacher or my
no.
See,
they're long.
My Jack Carr books. What about my Jack Carr books?
No.
I told you those are great.
No,
right? Okay. What about my Tom Clancy ones? See?
No.
I don't. What about my my Neil Gaiman books? Have you listened to any of my Neil Gaiman books? No. What about my David Goggins books?
Nope.
No. See, I can keep on going.
I don't usually listen to Audible.
Speaking of Audibles, you know what books I really enjoy too?
I rather read books.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yes. What is it?
You remember that show on Netflix, The Last Kingdom?
Yes.
The books are so much better. Oh my goodness. If you like Vikings, you like knights, you like fighting, you like all that. Oh man, they're so good. You know how people always talk about Game of Thrones and everything. I try to do the books.
Yeah.
And the Last Kingdom books are way better. Yep, I said it. So yeah, well that's cool. I mean, we went from narcissist to that to kids, and we bounced around a lot. So that's an interesting one.
A little ramble.
Yeah. So well, I think we're good, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Short one?
We'll see. Well, I'll talk about.
Do you have any would you rather ones?
The girls asked me one, but it was like, would you rather have a wolf tail or would you rather have a fox tail or something like that? I'm like,
I'll take the wolf tail.
I don't even remember exactly. I know foxtail for sure was one of the questions, and the other one asked me, would you rather have a Pegasus or a unicorn? Yes, these are the.
I'll take a Pegasus in a heartbeat.
So these are the questions the girls have been asking. They're like, oh, Mom, you should. And I didn't post them. I've been really bad at being on social media. I really don't have time.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things I had wanted to talk about before was time and managing time. Maybe we'll do that on our next episode.
Okay. So, yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for listening, people. And you'll hear from us sooner than later.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Good night.